welcome to Project Glow Up 2025. It is currently 2024 as I am filming this. Most of this video will probably be filmed in 2024, but it's gonna come out in 2025. And most of this glow up journey will be in 2025. So Project Glow Up 2025. If it's not clear already, I am embarking on a glow up journey and I am so excited about this. I have spent hours writing down and curating like a multi-step, multi-level glow up plan, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me as I go through it. There are a couple big things that kind of all happened at once that have led me to starting this journey and being really excited about it. First and foremost is my 30-day self-love journey that I did. For 30 days, I did something every single day to show myself that I loved myself. And through doing this, I realized that I had prided myself on being low maintenance. I think I just grew up in an environment that kind of mindset was reinforced. And I also realized that I didn't feel like I deserved to take up the space of being high maintenance. Like, part of me did not feel worthy of putting more time and care into myself in that way. But throughout the 30 days of having to put more time and energy into myself, I realized that it's kind of nice once in a while to do a little bit more for yourself, to be a little bit more high maintenance. Do I ever think I'll be like fully high maintenance? Probably not. If you are, totally okay. But you know, I figured maybe I could settle somewhere around medium maintenance. That seems like a pretty happy place to be. So a big part of this for me is kind of just practicing doing more for myself and getting more comfortable with that and trying to enjoy the process. And then the second thing that happened that encouraged me to do this is, told you guys a couple videos ago, I figured out a way to get my skin to a relatively healthy and stable place. I feel like for the most part, my skin is like 90-ish% healed from the eczema, atopic dermatitis that I've been dealing with for like my whole life. And because for most of my life, my skin has been so bad in that way, I haven't even been able to think about doing an actual skincare routine because my focus has been on like trying to not have my skin be insanely dry and itchy and red. I haven't even been able to think about my pore size or the glowiness of my skin, like what glow. It was just red and dry. Like I kind of needed to get my skin to roughly regular skin texture before I could take the next step. And I feel like my skin is at roughly regular skin texture, which in itself is worth celebrating. But that basically means I feel like I'm at a point where I can actually start doing skincare. And then lastly, Black Friday is just around the corner, and I was like, if I'm gonna be thinking about skincare and buying skincare, might as well get it while it's on sale. So I sat down, made my whole plan of all the things that I want to do, and level 1, step 1, part 1 is skincare. And I wanted to start with skincare as opposed to like my clothes or my hair or whatever, because I feel like that's probably my biggest insecurity because of everything that my skin has gone through. Like having had eczema for most of my life and then going through topical steroid withdrawal and now having, I think, kind of more permanent damage to my skin from the chronic use of topical steroids for like 8 years. Like topical steroids thin the skin, they ruin your elasticity, they ruin your collagen, and I can see that in my face. And so I think that's where I stand to make the biggest improvements aesthetically, but also in my confidence. That's where I wanted to start. So next steps are gonna be learning about skincare, and then figuring out what I wanna try, and then trying it. So come along with me while I dive into all things skincare. Did not realize how big this hair poof was. Too curly today. I am just sitting here on the couch doing some skincare research, and I feel like I have to give a big disclaimer, and that is that I am like at the very beginning of this journey learning about skincare. Like I have never actively researched skincare before. I don't know what different ingredients do. Like I don't know what retinol does. I've heard of it, I don't know what it does. Glycolic acid, salicylic acid. These are terms that I don't know if I've ever heard before. So all this is to say, I am learning as I go, and I'm just gonna share my process. No idea what I'm doing. So if any of you who are more knowledgeable about these things hear me say anything in the video that's just like incorrect, please just let me know. Please feel free to lend your knowledge, educate me, and I will do my best to work on the self-education and the glow up. I think an important thing to note here for this journey for me is that I'm going to be at the very least documenting mostly stuff that I'm doing externally to help my skin. But most people who want a skin glow up should first and foremost be focusing on what's going on inside their bodies. The reason I'm not going to be focusing on all of the internal work in like this video documenting this is that that's basically what the rest of my YouTube channel is. Like for years I have been doing most of the things that you'd want to do for internal health that are going to support skin health, and you can see that in all of my other YouTube videos, like eating a nutrient dense diet so that your skin is getting the nutrients that it needs to build and to glow and to be strong and healthy. Focusing on gut health because your gut health directly impacts how your skin is gonna look. Focusing on hydration, anti-inflammatory diet and lifestyle, like all of those things for most people are gonna make more of a difference than finding like the perfect skincare product. Like I have gotten myself into a lot of different Facebook forums in the last few weeks to like just explore skincare and all of these things that I am trying to learn about. And the number of people I see posting about their skin concerns and being like, what can I do to help? And I look at them and everyone in the comments is like recommending topical skincare, and I take one look at them and I'm like, you need to hydrate, or you look like you are nutrient deficient. Like you have a distinct look of someone who's probably just like under consuming either calories or nutrients, and you're gonna transform your skin health by changing that. Or, you know, it's very clear that like if they just worked on balancing their hormones, their acne might go away. Like I have worked with enough clients by now to be able to pick up on those things. And so I just think that's important to keep in mind as I go about this journey and document this journey, that like what I am showing in this video of what I'm doing topically is definitely not the only thing that I am doing for my skin health. I just, for the most part, have already done the legwork of getting my internal system as healthy as possible. And I genuinely believe that internal is where most people should start. So that said, there is one specific supplement that I am adding back into my routine that hasn't been part of my routine in a while to help with part of the internal process of glowing up my skin, and that is colostrum, specifically Armora colostrum. I was taking colostrum super consistently when I was going through topical steroid withdrawal. That's because colostrum in itself is a super powerful bioactive food that is essentially what we first consume when we are born. So it is like the first milk that we ingest as growing little babies that need a source of food that is going to contain all of the nutrients that our bodies need to grow and to thrive. And so colostrum was literally like evolutionarily designed over millions of years to be the perfect food and to have compounds in it that are going to support all systems of the body. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen people talking about Armora colostrum on TikTok and Instagram and everything. Like, it's going viral right now, and there's a good reason for that, and it's because it has millions of years of evolution behind it. It's not just some like newly trendy ingredient. Like, this has been being used for years now in more functional health practices. And again, I am adding it in now because of the amazing benefits that it can have for your skin and for your gut. Like, if I do have any potential gut issues, it's gonna help support my gut in healing. Armora colostrum contains a host of peptides, prebiotics, antioxidants, and antibodies, and they work as the body's blueprint to help strengthen mucosal barriers. So this is gonna help with the lining of your gut, and also kind of work to help promote cellular regeneration, which is gonna be really, really good for skin health. With skin health specifically, Armora colostrum can help strengthen your skin barrier, stimulate the body's natural stem cell production of collagen, which is gonna improve skin elasticity, skin hydration, and all of this is going to help reduce signs of aging. It can also help combat acne, and so all of this is just going to overall give you a major skin glow up. And then when it comes to gut health, which for most people is the root cause of their skin issues, it can help strengthen the gut lining. I made a video a couple months ago, about leaky gut and how that can have such an impact on your health and like the root causes and everything of that. So I'll leave a link to that video down in the description box below as well. But essentially, if the lining of your gut is more permeable, that's going to cause a lot of issues. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you're putting in your body that's escaping
into your body that should not be doing that. It should be getting eliminated from your body, and that causes a whole host of issues. And so colostrum is really good at supporting strengthening that gut barrier so there's fewer holes in it, so that your gut is like fully functional and you can absorb the nutrition, not be getting inflamed by all of the various things that are seeping into your body that shouldn't be. This can also help improve digestion, bloating, etc. Better digestion contributes to better nutrient absorption, which is going to again contribute to improved skin health and texture and radiance. It can also support helping your hair get thicker and fuller. Essentially, if you're looking for like one glow up supplement when it comes to your like skin, hair, nail health, Armor Colostrum is a good one. Armra is the only colostrum brand that uses the cold chain biopotent pasteurization process, which is essentially a patented low temperature process that processes the colostrum so that you can actually, you know, consume it. And this process is so critical to get right, because if the temperature is too high, if you do any number of other things that a lot of other brands do to their collagen, you're going to be reducing the number of the peptides, antibodies, antioxidants, prebiotics, all of the good stuff that's in here. Like, you're gonna be killing most of that off if you don't do it correctly. So because of this proprietary process that they use, it's going to be high potency, high bioavailability. So you're really going to be getting super high quality with Armra. So big shout out to Armra for sponsoring this video and helping me on my glow up journey. If you do want to check them out, you can go to armra.com/fitandnerdy or use the code fitandnerdy to get yourself 15% off at checkout. I'll leave a link down in the description box below. Go check it out. Take this along with me. Go on this glow up journey with me. We'll all glow up together. Okay, so as I research skin products, etc., these are the main things that I want to work on with my skin. This is where my skin needs the biggest glow up help. First is, even though I feel like I've made really good progress with at least healing my skin externally from my eczema, I still have a lot of like red splotchiness in my skin. So working on kind of reducing that redness, evening out my skin tone. And then I think another really big thing is, annoyingly, I went to Greece this summer and my skin has not been the same since. I don't feel like I ever really had noticeable pores other than like here on my nose, but I think it was just so hot in Greece and I was just like sweating non-stop for 2 weeks straight that just resulted in lots of gunk getting into my pores and maybe like increase in oil production in my skin. I have learned that the little spots are called sebaceous filaments, and so I basically have more noticeable sebaceous filaments, and a lot of them are more like dirty looking, like they're darker colored. For some reason it's been hard for me to like get good quality pictures of my own skin, but I'll put a picture up of basically what it feels like my skin looks like. So big goal here is to help kind of clear out the sebaceous filaments, clear out the gunk, get my pores back to where they were. So that could require a bit of work. And then I also want to do what I can to like reduce signs of aging in my skin, reduce any wrinkling, and then ideally undo some of the damage caused by long-term use of topical steroids, which I have a whole thing about that on my channel, but I was using topical steroids on my face, on my neck, on a lot of my body for like 8 years, and those are shown to thin the skin, which is gonna reduce collagen and reduce elasticity. And so my face is like really wrinkly around here thanks to that. Like, I put so much topical steroids on my eyelids like throughout my life, and you can really see the effects in the elasticity of my skin. So anything I can do to strengthen, thicken my skin, support elasticity, support collagen production is also going to be a goal. I think that's going to be a much more long game. Like, this isn't something I can correct in like 30 days of good skincare, but that'll probably be like a phase 2 thing, but it will be something I'm taking into consideration as I go through this. And then as a whole, I would like my glow up to result in me being more glowy. And I think overall that just means supporting skin hydration, skin health, good nutrients, all that good stuff. The more I research, the more I realize I just really don't know. Like, there is just so much to learn about skincare, and sorting through like what is legit information versus what is just like not quality information. Like, I don't know enough to be able to sort through that. I feel like I'm back at the very first stages of my fitness journey again, like just amassing all of the information before I can even figure out what information is good information. So I think I've decided on what products I want to start out my skincare routine with, and I'm gonna go through all of them and tell you guys why I decided to pick them. But the caveat here, again, I don't know what I'm talking about. So if I say something and you guys are like, no, please educate me. Okay, we ready? First thing I want to look for is a vitamin C because it is good for brightening, evening skin tone. Desperately need both of those. Antioxidant protection and collagen boosting. Really need help with the collagen. This next one, I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation. Bakuchiol? Bakuchiol? Bakuchiol. Basically, it is the plant-based alternative to retinol, so the much more natural version of retinol. And retinol itself very well known for stimulating cell turnover, reducing wrinkles, improving collagen and elasticity, smoothing skin texture, etc. So in theory, this ingredient should help with those things, but I think it's a lot more gentle and probably is going to take a lot more time to see the same noticeable result. And I also want to add in a niacinamide because it reduces inflammation, improves texture, helps with oil regulation, brightens the skin, and supports the skin barrier. All things that I am really looking to do. Like honestly, that should probably be my holy grail. And then what I learned in my research is that because I am trying to clear my skin, like clear the gunk out of my skin that just like set in there after I traveled, I should be using a chemical exfoliant. So I went down the rabbit hole of like researching different chemical exfoliants, and I ended up asking ChatGPT to just like break it down for me. So this is the chart that I had it create comparing salicylic acid, glycolic acid, mandelic acid, and then PHAs. And I decided to start with glycolic acid because in theory, I think it's supposed to be more gentle than salicylic acid. I could be wrong. ChatGPT could also be wrong. But it also seemed to hit more of my skin goals. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think I've ever put a chemical exfoliant on my skin. And then lastly, I want to look for a hyaluronic acid because this is supposed to be really good for hydration, helping support skin barrier health, reducing fine lines, and is generally very non-irritating. So those are the 5 main skincare ingredients that I am now going to go on the hunt for and start adding to my routine. You guys know me, I like to keep my skincare and everything that goes on or in my body as clean as possible. And so I'm gonna be prioritizing finding low and non-toxic skincare for this experiment. However, I do think I'm gonna give myself like, I don't know, 80% wiggle, 20% wiggle room. I'm gonna be 80% as strict about it as I would be long-term because I see this kind of as a trial phase to see what my skin responds well to and what it doesn't respond well to. I might try a product, use it 3 times, and my skin hates it and I never use it again. And so last thing I want to do is spend like a ton of money on like the cleanest skincare on the planet and then not be able to use it. And there's a good chance that everything that I get for this first like trial of skincare is not going to be the final product that I keep using forever and ever. And so there's just less of a concern with the toxicity if I'm not using it in the long term. Like if it's something I'm going to keep using long term, I'm going to make sure it's not going to cause any sort of issues. Now we're going to be a little bit flexible.
And here we have the products that I have decided on for my very first trial of an actual skincare routine. So I'm gonna walk you through my whole starter routine right now. First, I'm starting out with a double cleanse, starting with an oil cleanse with jojoba oil.
According to the internet, if you really want to get all the gunk out of your pores, you gotta rub the oil in for 10 to 20 minutes. So, I have been doing that. But I also figure if I'm gonna be sitting here rubbing my face for 10 to 20 minutes, might as well throw some red light therapy in. So I've been doing both at the same time. Sometimes my cat likes to watch. And now we slather it on. After I've given my skin enough time to absorb all the jojoba oil as well as the delicious photons of red and near infrared light, it is time to emulsify the oil that is on my face. I feel like I wash my face too hard. I feel like I see everyone who does their skincare being like how are you getting things off your face? Someone please tell me the girl secrets. I feel like I never got fully initiated into girl club enough to learn all of the skincare secrets, and so now I just do that with my face.
But I'm sure there's gonna be at least 20 people in the comments that are gonna yell at me and be like, you're gonna give yourself wrinkles! Now that this has been, hopefully, properly emulsified, it is time to hop in the shower for part 2 of my cleanse with a water cleanser. Once I have completed my oil cleanse, then I get in the shower and use my water-based cleanser. Not gonna lie, not 100% sold on this one. I do feel like it dries out my face a little bit, so I'll probably try something else when I'm done with this, but it is a very clean, non-toxic brand, so I do kind of love that. So out of the shower, I actually am still using my hypochlorous acid. I told you guys about this in my video about how I kind of healed my skin barrier. This is more for that, less for actual like skincare, but this is still part of my skincare routine. So I spritz my whole face and body with this guy, and then I move on to my actives. So at night, I'm alternating between this Milky Way glycolic acid from Herbivore and the Bakuchiol face serum from Beauty by Earth. I decided to alternate only because I told ChatGPT all the products that I was using, and I said, what order should I do these things in and when should I do them? And it told me to alternate between these two at night. So that's what I'm doing. Tonight is a Bakuchiol night, and this also has niacinamide in it, which was another ingredient that I said I wanted to include in my skincare routine. So this one's actually a triple whammy. It has 3 of the ingredients that I wanted to include: Bakuchiol, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid. And then at night, after I do one of these two, I will move on to my moisturizer, which this is just a container that I mix it in. I'm essentially just mixing aloe with jojoba oil, which is something that I started doing when I was on the low histamine diet to like make sure my skincare itself was super low histamine, and I found that my skin loved it. So for now, I am sticking with just that as my moisturizer. Nothing fancy. This is literally just 99% aloe vera gel and 100% jojoba oil mixed together. At some point, I think I would like to dabble in an actual moisturizer, not just my homemade aloe and jojoba oil one. But I figured I'm already changing up so much for my skin, and I know that my skin loves this. I might as well keep in one thing that I know that my skin actually likes. So that's it for my nighttime skincare. And then in the morning, I do just a super quick cleanse with the cleanser, just a little bit because I do feel like it's a little bit drying, and then again I will spritz myself down with the hypochlorous acid. Then I'll go in with this vitamin C from Beauty by Earth, and then I will just follow that again with the moisturizer. I totally forgot to mention that in the morning after I apply my vitamin C and my moisturizer, which is what I'm doing right now, I am now wearing a sunscreen. The lightly tinted sunscreen from Clearstem. I love their stuff so much. Great brand. Very clean ingredients, non-comedogenic. So sunscreen is now an everyday staple for me, which it has never been before in my life. But what I learned, I'm sure all of you guys know at this point, is that if you are using an exfoliating acid, you are making your skin essentially a lot more sensitive to the sun. And so it's not like your normal skin going out in the sun. It's very sensitive skin going out in the sun. So extra protection is necessary. So after my moisturizer fully absorbs into my face, I will be popping this on before I head out the door. I'm not heading out the door. I work from home. Am I leaving my house today? Not sure. The absolute irony of me going through this process as a complete beginner, not really knowing what to expect, how to even do what I'm doing. Like, skincare is very, very new to me. But I am realizing that the things that I'm having to keep telling myself are the things that I have to keep telling my clients as a fitness coach. Like, be patient. Consistency is what will get you there. You're not gonna see dramatic results overnight that are long lasting. And you know what? It's hard to hear. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I want instant results. I want to just go peel my face off at some med spa and have them put on a new skin, and then I'd be done. But that's not reality. That's not how things work. So if you are on your own fitness journey right now and you're struggling with patience and, you know, trusting the process and being consistent, I'm right there with you. Right there with you. Today is the day. It has been decided that I stop picking at my face. I honestly, I probably need to actually take this mirror completely out of the room. I have one of those like super magnifying mirrors, and it's now living up there, which I can kind of get down. If I jostle around, it's just more annoying to get down. I don't want to take it out of this room entirely because I do often get Cleo hairs in my eyeball. My cat has long long fuzzy fur, and it gets in my eyeball, and I need the magnifying mirror to get it out. But those things, just, you see all the little things that are wrong with your skin, you just want to pick at it and make it go away. And it's just been, is so bad. Like every time I come in the bathroom and look at my face, I'm like, oh my God. I didn't used to have this problem, but after coming back from Greece and my skin just feeling like dirtier, I started like picking and poking at my skin, and that obviously just makes it worse and makes it unable to heal and get better. But like every time I'm doing, like this time it's gonna be different. This time it's actually gonna help, which no, I'm just damaging my skin and I really need to stop. So I keep telling myself I'm gonna stop, but then I don't. But today is the day. So my goal is to not take mirror down for at least a week and not look at it for at least a week, but then also just not care about my skin for at least a week and not worry if because I had like couple little bumps show up here today. Didn't look at them in that mirror, but I could see them in the regular mirror and I was like, I really just want to like... So I need to just trust the process, which is something that I have told so many of my holistic fitness clients. You just gotta trust the process. Sometimes that scale is gonna go up a little bit. Sometimes you're gonna look a little bit more bloated or a little bit more inflamed. That doesn't mean that you're not on the right track. I need to tell myself the same thing. Might get a little spot here or there, but on the whole, not picking at my skin, probably gonna put my skin on a much better track to looking clear and bright and happy and healthy. Let's see if I can follow my own advice, but just when it comes to skincare instead of fitness. I'm adding a new thing to my nightly skincare, and that is castor oil. Specifically taking the tiniest amount on a little spoolie. Can I do this in my camera monitor? I'm brushing it through my eyebrows and putting it on my eyelashes because in theory, it's supposed to help with hair growth. And as you may be able to notice, thanks to going through topical steroid withdrawal, my eyebrows are a little bit patchy. They have just never been the same since. Like, they're just sparse here, and that's because the skin got so bad when I was going through topical steroid withdrawal that the hair would just like not grow, and it hasn't fixed itself. But I'm hoping this will help kind of repair that patchiness. And also my goal is to eventually go to a brow person and get something actually like done to my eyebrows, like shaping, tinting, lamination. I don't really know these things. I've never done anything to my eyebrows. But I figure, you know, before I do that, I might as well get them to their fullest natural potential. Because if I'm gonna pay someone to do something to my eyebrows, I might as well get them to like the most workable state first. This is way more of a close-up on my face than I was ever planning on filming, but hey, we're here. Welcome to my skin. And then I also have this little brush to do the lash line. I literally can't do this while talking. What am I doing? This is actually kind of working, even though I can't see what I'm doing. Probably gonna end up with a lot more castor oil in my eye tonight than is healthy, but you know, beauty is pain. Just kidding. Normally I'm good at this, but again, not using a mirror, just using the camera. So we'll see if this does anything. Fingers crossed for luscious brows and eyelashes. It's been, I think, almost 3-ish weeks, and I've definitely noticed a difference in my overall like skin tone evenness and texture. That's improving, but what I'm realizing is my current biggest skin concern is, I mean, other than like my big overall atopic dermatitis, whatever skin issues, is the lack of cleanliness of my pores. I feel like that is what is holding me back the most right now, and I feel like the glycolic acid just ain't cutting it. So I'm doing more research, and I feel like I should switch to a salicylic acid. That is apparently the acid that is supposed to be the best for acne and clearing out gunk and oil and things from your pores. The glycolic acid, I'm sure, was helping with the skin tone evenness and things, but at this point I want to focus on getting those pores clean. So I am in lots of forums, and I have seen people raving about Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant, and so I got some. So I'm gonna swap the glycolic acid out in my skincare routine for this guy. We'll give it a few weeks and we'll see how it goes, fingers crossed. Okay, I don't mean to be dramatic, but I feel like the salicylic acid like transformed my skin overnight. It's obviously not like 100% perfect all of a sudden. I woke up this morning to like my skin just looking more clear. Definitely a reduction in the pore size, how noticeable the sebaceous filaments are. The spots that I was getting around here are already like
massively decreased. Like last night I had like multiple just like bumps around my face, like pre-pimple bumps, not even like pimples, just like bumpy. And that has gone down like 60-75%. It's a miracle. I have a tragic update. For like 2 or 3 days my skin was doing it better than it's been in like months, and I was stoked. I was like, wow, everything's working, this is so great. Tomorrow I'm gonna like film a skin update and show you guys how well everything is working for me. And then I started breaking out. Like, look at this. What is this? What is this? And there are 2 big things that I know are causing this. One is there was just high levels of stress for like a couple weeks, and when my body undergoes that, this tends to happen pretty consistently. Like, this is not altogether unexpected due to the level of stress that my body and brain have been going through in the last couple weeks. And on top of that, with the eczema healing program that I'm doing, I'm in a like detox kind of phase where I'm adding in supplements that essentially help kill off bad stuff in my body. And when you're going through something like that, there can often be like a detox / die-off reaction. Your body is trying to detox or push out the things in your body that are not supposed to be there, and one of your body's main detoxification organs is your skin, and so that can show up as skin symptoms. So we're here. This is what we're dealing with. It is what it is. And on that somewhat unfortunate note, I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thankfully, my skin is healing from that breakout. It's not like I'm continuing to break out. It was just like stress breakout, and now I'm like getting better. But I'm having a lot more thoughts, ideas, things to tinker with my skin, different procedures, not procedures. Procedures? Is a facial considered a procedure? I don't know, different things that I want to try with my skin, and I think I'm just gonna leave that for a part 2 of Marissa's 2025 glow up journey. For any of you guys that do have more experience in skincare than I do, which is probably most of you, based off of everything that I've shared, please feel free to leave questions, comments, suggestions in the comments down below. I need all the help that I can get. In the meantime, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really does support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video, subscribe to follow me on this journey. Hopefully by the end of 2025 I will have my ideal skin. We'll see. I don't know. Does it take a year? We're like 3 months in at this point. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys very soon. Bye!